Hello and welcome to our last ClexaCon episode of There's Something in the Air. It's me, Michelle,
This is Monica.
and we're exhausted.
We are. Apologies in advance for anyone we offend, leave out, mistell a story about, etc.
Yeah, I am going to be rushing off to the airport in about an hour to try and catch a 12:30 a.m. flight to Chicago so that I can then fly to Iowa purely because I don't want to miss the Legends of Tomorrow finale.
Trash.
Life in a trash can's hard sometimes, kids.
I will be here until Tuesday evening. We're taking a road trip with Angie and Belinda, Chris and I are, to Red Rocks. Nope, that's where
Zion.
That's the one. That's where Heidi's going to see Belinda Carlisle. Jesus, just take over, Michelle.
Zion National Park. I know this because I listen. Okay, so last day of ClexaCon. Everybody's tired. What do we do?
Okay, first, something we missed yesterday. So we were in the elevator.
I can't believe it.
And a very attractive woman got on the elevator, blonde, makeup done,
wearing just a towel,
and carrying a breast pump.
She walks onto the elevator and goes, "This is really embarrassing," and just like hits the button. And Monica and I are like, I mean, whatever, like Vegas, who gives a shit?
Right. I told her I was insulted that she thought that was the first time that had ever happened to me.
But the poor other girl on the elevator, like, we got to our floor and we're like, all right, peace out, have fun in your towel.
Good luck with your towel and your breast pump, lady. Like, Godspeed. Hope you're not performing some weird ritual.
And the other girl on the elevator is like, do you need me to go to the desk for you and get something? We were like, we're not that nice.
We're out. So that was fun.
We're classy folk.
We are.
All right, so today, what did we do today?
You lined up to go get your Katie Lots.
Oh my God, everybody.
I'm just going to sit back.
I got this.
Michelle's podcasting from a trash can, everyone.
So today, Katie Lots was at ClexaCon. And I don't know if you follow her on Instagram, but she has been like fucking being rude as hell, torturing us with all of these amazing pictures of her. And today she was here. So naturally, I had pre-purchased a photo op with her because I'm trash. And when I was fine the entire time I was in line. Same with Kyler. Like, I was cool. And then I got into the room where she was, and she was like Katie Lots, and then like wearing leather pants and being Katie Lots. And then I got a little nervous, but it was cool because she was so sweet, and like the way she said hi to everybody made you feel like you were like the most important person, and it was great. And I took my picture. And I walked out of the thing behind the curtain, and I started just sweating profusely and shaking. I don't know why I mean, I do know why, but it's really odd that my body reacted that way, so it was great. And then I ran across the show floor to show everybody my picture with her. That was my first part of the day. Monica, what did you do?
God, I feel like I should remember, and I don't. There was a lot of running around and hanging out with people. I chatted with Nedley's office and Marcy a little bit this morning. Oh, I saw Bridget for the first time the entire con and chatted with her and Valerie a bit. Today was pretty low-key for me. I took the time to hang out with some friends, and also Chris, my wife Chris, and I walked the vendor floor for a bit. Michelle and I purchased an autograph from Tamara Duarte to do a giveaway for the podcast.
So look forward to that coming soon.
She was so lovely. And then our friends did a selfie with her because she was one of their favorite parts. That was towards the end of the day. So we're, again,
out of order.
Jumping around. This is what you come to expect from us.
I think the highlight of the day was the Legends of Tomorrow podcast. Fucking hell. No, that's what Morgan Glennon does. The Legends of Tomorrow panel. Because Katie Lots and Macy Richard Sellers.
Yes.
They are awesome.
They really are. It was a really great... Well, okay, first of all, That fan video that started it.
Shit.
Holy shit.
Like, while we were watching it, Monica and I kept flailing and, like, and running into each other, and, like, by the end of it, we almost merged into one person.
It's true. And then we realized it, and we were like, oh, and, moved to, like, put the bro room in between you.
It was like you were almost joining me in the trash.
It's true. It was very close.
And as soon as, like, Ava showed up in the thing, I think I almost fell out of my chair. Like, for the second, like, when Kyler's panel, I think I did fall out of my chair at one point.
It was very close.
And this time I almost fell out of my chair. Like I said, life in the trash can's hard. And also I don't know how I managed this, aside from the fact that I am really great with not caring about rules. I scored us some awesome seats. We were in the VIP section. Neither of us are VIPs, ever. I had a speaker's badge, and that's not supposed to get you access to the VIP area. Like, you can get access to the press area, which is like this little front corner, which doesn't have a great view of the stage. But I just, like, walked right up to the front. It was like the 5th row or something.
It was the last VIP row.
Last VIP row, and I was just like, oh, can I sit here? And I, like, she saw my badge, and she's like, yeah, no big deal. So I, like, was like, hey, Monica, and she's like, oh, she can't sit here. She only has a 3-day pass. I'm like, but there are 3 seats here, what's going on? And so Monica just started walking away, and I'm like, I'm not going to leave my friend, so I, like, was going to go, and she's like, no, she can sneak in. And I was like, all right, Monica, come back. And she's like, yeah, she can sneak in when I walk away. And as soon as Monica got close, this girl turns on her heels and just fucking walks away to the other side of the room.
I think you said that she even was like, I'm walking away now.
Yeah, she turned around and was just like, I'm walking away now. And it was like, you deserve, like, a tip, but you're very far gone now.
So we did have really, really good seats for that.
It was such a good panel. Both Maisie and Katie, like, had so much to say. They really care about their characters. I mean, you can watch the panel online. It's fantastic. They couldn't say much because, the finale is in, at the time that we're recording this, hold on, I have a countdown. Talk about how that...
I can't podcast. Michelle's leaning in front of the microphone.
The Legend of Tomorrow finale at this point in time airs in 21 hours and 54 minutes because I have a countdown on my phone because, again, life in the trash can. Trash! But, yeah, the panel was great. They couldn't share too much. I mean, actually, Katie went on the defense for Sanders, which I thought was really cool because, she pays attention to the other characters in the DC TV universe, which I thought was great.
She was very defensive of her character, and, like, someone had asked a question about a particular thing that Ava said about how, Sarah Lance isn't a one-woman woman. Is that what it was?
Yeah, one-woman kind of woman. And this is when, and, like, Katie didn't quite know when that was because she wasn't in the scene. It was, Gary, Constantine, and Ava. And the question was about it kind of reinforcing a biphobic trope about them, but bisexual people being promiscuous.
Correct.
And Katie defended Ava it was just Ava's insecurities.
Right. She talked at length about what she felt that Ava's state of mind was and her reasoning and her feelings for saying that. Like, that answer and so many of the others from both of them were just so well thought out, and so you can tell that in addition to being on the show, they're fans of the show, and their characters are very important to them. It was really impressive. And I also have to say that I thought the moderator was amazing.
The moderator was obviously a huge fan. She did a great job of asking a question and letting Katie and Macy answer it and be done before, and kind of following the flow of the conversation and asking questions. It was great. I also would like to just little PSA. Don't take little tidbits of what people say in panels and out of context and decide what they meant, because that's usually just how rumors and nonsense get started. If you want to take that tidbit and blow it out of proportion, why don't you watch the entire thing before and maybe talk to somebody about context?
And that was a commercial break, a Kyler Lee commercial break.
Sorry, I had some feelings.
No, you're absolutely right. That's how problems get started, and that's how people start rumors and get other fans of a show or a character to bash somebody. And that's not cool. Like, you know, figure out the context before you make a judgment.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, good. Don't pay attention to it. It's bullshit.
You're very, very lucky.
So the Legend of Tomorrow fucking hell. I'm just such a huge fan of that podcast.
I guess you are. So the Legends of Tomorrow panel was really great. I would say, I mean, everything we saw this weekend was really good, but it was really up there. The talent was just everywhere, from the moderator to the people to the fan questions.
The fan questions were amazing.
Really, really good. If you don't, I know this is a Winona Earp podcast. If you don't watch Legends of Tomorrow, give it a try.
You just got to fight through season 1. I promise you, it gets better.
It gets better, but it's not that bad. I binged it. I got through it. I thought it was okay.
Maybe it's not that bad when you're binging it.
I think that's it.
Okay.
If you're like, Rip Hunter, just keep going.
Just keep going.
It gets
because
better.
I promise you, at some point, it stops being called DC Legends of Tomorrow, and it's renamed The Sarah Lance Show. And who doesn't want that?
Sarah Lance is probably one of my favorite characters on TV. And everybody on the show was great. The female characters are especially strong, and it really does a lot of unexpected things, and it's very empowering. So we both highly recommend it.
Me from a trash can, Monica from somewhere with maybe more perspective.
Correct. It's more of a dumpster. So tired.
Okay, I can't believe I had to go to the airport.
Anyway,
what else happened?
So we did that panel. Michelle here made her live podcasting debut.
No, that happened the other day when everybody was in this room.
Michelle made her official live podcasting debut. It was on a podcast called
Fact and Science Fiction, hosted by my friend Carly.
I have to say, Michelle's job was kind of to punch it up a little bit and provide some color commentary. From what you've said and from what Carly said in the podcast, it's very fact based. Like, she's definitely approaching, things that we maybe fangirl about and scream about from more of an academic perspective. So she wanted to make it a little less dry since it was a live podcast and make it maybe a little more interactive. And Michelle did, I have to say, and it's not just because I'm her friend, she did a great job. It was, she really brought a lot to it, I felt. And then they opened it up to fan questions. And
Belinda just went on a tangent about Carmilla, and it was fantastic.
It was pretty good.
And then somebody... this is where when we opened it up for discussion, I was like, oh, this is my land, talking about Carmilla for nonsense. And then somebody brought up the Hundi, and they brought up how it doesn't follow science, and I'm like, yes, it doesn't follow science. You need a lot of suspension of disbelief because bone marrow is a renewable resource. Radiation doesn't turn you into dust. Lexa doesn't make stupid decisions.
Hundi spiral.
We should put that jingle in. Wait, no, we're not editing this.
No, this is getting posted in 15 fucking minutes. Like I said, we looked at some of the vendors, walked around a bit. Mostly just, today was, for me especially, we did a couple panels and stuff, but it was really a day to kind of connect with people and hang out with friends that I won't see for a while again.
Yeah, mine was slightly more stressful just with the one last photo op. That wasn't that big of a deal. That was just waiting in line for a bit.
It did seem like a lot of the ops that we saw were maybe a little bit oversold. The lines were really long. I realize there's not a whole lot you can do about that, but it does seem to me, just from some things that other people have said, that maybe the con grew a little faster than they were expecting.
Yeah, they had to cut the She Authority panel from an hour to 30 minutes so that Katie Lotz had enough time to do all her photos and autographs, because they oversold by that much, which I don't understand why they didn't get that Katie Lotz was going to be a big draw. I don't know where they've been, but Sarah Lance, you guys.
I agree. I decided not to get a photo or an autograph, and I'm a little bit disappointed, but maybe next time.
I'll send you a copy of mine. You can Photoshop yourself in.
Because I'm a whiz with Photoshop.
Have Sam do it.
Okay.
Sam, you're tasked with doing that.
Great.
I'm just delegating shit.
It's fine.
Yeah, so it was a lot more chill. There was a lot more just like connecting with people, talking. Um, Emily Andres, I was talking to her on the elevator, and she almost, if my podcast wasn't at the same time as the Winona fan panel, it sounded like she was going to come to it, and that terrified me so much.
Every time I heard the door open, I just looked at your facial expression because I felt like I could judge if it was Emily or not from how.
And every time the door opened, I was like, what? Like, I just shot like deer in the headlights. Okay, cool, it's not. Because that would be mortifying. Period.
And also pretty awesome.
It'd be mortifying.
Because Emily Andrews loves her fans, and the subject, sounded interesting to her. So I get it. I think that's really cool. This is why we Fandress.
Yes, this is why we Fandress. She's great. What else happened? After the con, we all went out to literally everybody like that we know ended up at Shake Shack for some reason.
So random, but also lovely.
So we got to say our goodbyes to pretty much everybody because everybody showed up at Shake Shack at some point or another.
Before that, we did a really great con crew picture in the Lexa chair.
Lexa's throne, full of branches and shit.
Right. I was like, is that what it's called?
Where I got to be Hedda.
Yes, and we all, like, there was one normal picture and then one when we were all gazing at Michelle in adoration.
No. They all swore fealty to me.
Too soon, Michelle. Too soon.
You don't get to say too soon.
I just did.
I mean, it probably is too soon, but, like, the picture's epic.
It's pretty great. We went to Shake Shack. We hung out, with our main group. We got to say goodbye to Jill, and Bridget and Valerie and Nick
and
and
the whole
everybody. But those are the ones.
Everybody.
I think those are the people that I hugged. So that's like my cutoff.
Yeah, no, there were quite a few people there. Callie was there, Carla, Taylor, tons of people. Basically, everybody was there.
Everybody was there.
And so we got to say bye to them, and that was awesome. Oh, also at Shake Shack, Monica made me spit my drink out.
I did. I was. You know what? It doesn't matter why.
Just know that I did a legitimate spit take.
It was hilarious. Also, I was so tired. Like, we were... This is not what made her spit her drink out. We were sitting there, and Michelle and I were sitting across from each other, and I guess I must have had a weird look on my face, and she looked at me and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I just looked back at her with these dazed eyes and was like, I just thought I saw a deer walking down the sidewalk, but it was a person and a wall.
She thought she saw a deer walking down the Hollywood Strip.
The Vegas Strip. So tired.
I'm so tired.
I hallucinated Bambi walking down the sidewalk in front of Shake Shack. So it was at that point that I was like, hey, I think I'll go get some iced tea. I got some caffeine to maybe try and perk me up a little bit.
How am I going to survive the next
12 hours?
12 hours?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh my god.
I think that's everything.
I think so. Like, overall, ClexaCon this year, it was a lot bigger than it was last year. It was a lot more intense. I actually had to prioritize panels and skip some, which, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, I had to skip a Docubus panel. It was for a good reason. It was to spend time with my wife. But we didn't really have much time to hang out. And I was like, no, we'll walk around together during this one.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. It was very busy. I think that they didn't realize how big it would be. So there was some organization issues, some maybe badge pickup issues, maybe don't have it in the nightclub. Pro tip. But overall,
make that an option, not a requirement. Maybe.
Yes.
I don't know.
Because if you ask me to go into another nightclub, ClexaCon people, I will burn the nightclub down before I go in there.
She probably won't burn the nightclub down. Just if anyone's listening to that is not a threat. We'll make sure of that. It's fine. Everything's fine. But no, I agree. Like, I understand that some people probably would have enjoyed that if 2,000 people weren't in a 300-person club. But a lot of us really wouldn't. Like, we wouldn't mind a chance to hang out with our friends and there be alcohol involved, but like maybe in just a bit of a different setting.
Not in my personal hell.
Correct, not in Michelle's personal hell.
But overall, it was a great experience. It was really fun getting to see the people that we already know from Twitter and are friends with, and meet some of the people that we communicate with, and meet a whole ton of you listeners who were wearing our merch, which was the coolest thing to see.
It really was. It was every time someone came up to us to introduce themselves, it was really cool. Like that, for me, like, because I have a giant ego. That was just so gratifying to me. It's always fun to hear that someone enjoys what you do, and for someone to come up and be like, oh my God, I love your podcast, or it's my favorite podcast, when maybe other podcasters are standing nearby, is just really, really, really cool.
Like, we're egomaniacal asshats, and like, you guys just fed into that so much. We're going to ride this high until you all stop listening, which might be tomorrow.
I really have to say, too, I don't know how I'm going to survive because now I'm going to have to walk into a room and a bunch of people will not be shouting, Kathy. We walked into Shake Shack, hadn't even walked in the fucking door, and I hear, Kathy! I'm like, God damn it, I thought it was over.
It's never over.
It's never going to be over. And it was, like, embarrassing, but also really super cool.
Yeah. This entire experience, this con was kind of really special for me because I'm having surgery in 8 days now. So I'm going to be drugged up and in like a sling and not able to do much. So it was fun to have this like kind of last like little vacation thing before a time of not so much fun. But yeah, so I really enjoyed it for that and getting to see everybody. And I don't know, good memories going into some shitty ones.
It was a really great time. And again, like we said, meeting you guys was one of the highlights. We appreciate your support, like both on Twitter and financial support. And we literally couldn't do it without you. So thank you.
And the 2 autographed photos that we got were paid for with the proceeds that we got from Patreon and PayPal and such. So we'll be posting those soon. We're not going to give you a date soon.
Just with Michelle's surgery and some other stuff going on, our recording dates for the next few weeks are a little bit up in the air. You will get something soon.
You will get content. We pre-recorded some stuff.
Yes.
We will try to get some more in before my surgery, and then hopefully, I mean, if worse comes to worse, you guys can record without me. But hopefully we'll be able to get some recording in. But
you'll hear from us soon.
Yeah, schedule might be off, but we're still here.
If you attended ClexaCon and you're, like I said, you're just, listening in for fun, we hope you had as good of a time as we did. And if you're a ClexaCant, we hope that this brought you a little bit of entertainment.
If nothing else, we made asses of ourselves while we were very tired.
We did, which is, always, that's our brand.
The brand is strong.
The brand is strong. Thank you for listening. If you want to get in touch with us for any reason, just go to our website, herbsplainpod.com, and reach out to us through the info on the contact page. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.